Ahoy! Tony Milazzo, and you are live and on board once again from Marina del Rey Harbor, and my special guest today is a good friend, Drew Marks.
I am here, and I am excited to be here.
Oh, we are on board.
I like it.
Have you boated before?
I have. Yeah. I've had good and bad experiences.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's the thing. I am not scared to try things, and that works against me because I will sometimes do things that I should not. Like, perfect example, I was in the Cayman Islands, and they told me, because I was the comic there, if I wanted to take out a little sailboat, you know, like those little sunfish things? Like, if you want to take one, go for it. I'm like, yeah, how hard could it be? So I went out with me, the other comic, and the comic's girlfriend. I was controlling it, and it went straight out. I mean, I was doing really well. And then we got so far out, we're like, okay, we should turn around and go back. I'm like, okay. And I couldn't turn the boat around.
And you can't just do a straight line now, probably. The wind changes.
Right.
You got to zigzag and...
His girlfriend was freaking out. Like, seriously, we were in the Cayman Islands, and I knew we were too far out because I'm pretty sure we could see Cuba. Like, it was a bad scene, and like, so she's starting to cry and she's getting upset. Like, it was like out of a movie. The sky started to get dark. You know, it had Gilligan's Island written all over it. I'm trying to turn the boat, and it's almost tipping over, and he's yelling. He's like, "God damn it, Drew, turn the boat around!" I'm like, I would if I could.
After about stories, though. You have stories because of it.
After about an hour, like, a little, like, motorboat came out, and it was the guys from the shore that came out looking for us because they lost sight of us. And they actually had to tow us back to shore. It was really embarrassing.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, we get on stage that night, and the person in the audience is like, "Hey, weren't you the guy?" I'm like, yeah, that was me. Yeah.
That's fun. So, yeah, if you didn't notice, because he was talking about a gig there, he is a stand-up comic. And you do a lot of writing, right?
I do writing. I do sketch shows. Yeah.
Radio, Bad Advice.
I do the Bad Advice radio podcast, which you were very funny on. Tony's done that a couple times. Love having you.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. I was back twice. Yeah,
yes.
That was a lot of fun.
We'll have you back.
You're on hiatus?
We're moving in. We're on hiatus now because... Very bizarre. The studio we were doing the show at, the one you were at, it was connected to a supposedly legal pot store. And apparently some crazy stuff went down.
Wait a minute. The Bad Advice show was at a non-legit...
Who knew?
Marijuana dispensary.
Look, I can't claim ignorance because the studio had a certain smell to it.
Ignorance? You would open up the show. I remember doing the first show. You opened up with...
Yeah, that's true.
1-800-SPEEDWEED. And I'm like, did he just say that?
Yeah. Well, that was our sponsor.
Am I doing... Everybody back east that heard it goes to me, 1-800-SPEEDWEED?
Yeah. It was like Domino's for pot. It's like, 1-800-SPEEDWEED.
Like a natural fit.
Yeah, your high can be there in 30 minutes or less. I mean, they didn't even do it like 30 minutes or it's free because, like, it's not like stoners are in a hurry. You know, it's like, it gets here when it gets here. I forgot when I ordered it anyway.
Funny stuff. But great show. It was a lot of fun. That was with Marie Del Preti.
Yeah, in fact,
I got a show.
I know, you were telling me. To be honest, I'm a little freaked out. I'm sitting in the same chair she was.
You might have her germs.
I know.
Okay, we didn't say germs, Marie, in case you're listening. We didn't say germs. The boat has been totally disinfected since you've been here. I called in a hazmat team.
And we boiled Tony.
I could use a boiling, let me tell you. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. Now, there's a rumor. Did I tell you there's a rumor in Hollywood about you?
Me?
Yeah. You're working with animals. Now,
yes.
First of all, there's another subject besides the animals I want to touch on. I hope this doesn't affect your show or your ratings, but you're also an ex-porn star, aren't you?
I don't use the word star. I was not a star. I did work in the industry, yes. I like how I can never do a show without this coming up. It's like, it was so long ago, but it's like, it's always what people want to talk about.
Is that ex-porn amateur foot? Because
no,
in that case, legitimate. I was an ex-porn star.
Look, we're all porn stars in that regard.
We've all watched ourselves in the mirror of videos.
Yeah, no, this was like for sale on camera. like do your little freaky thing kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And for everybody, I was lying. There is no videotape of me doing anything.
Yeah, no.
Inappropriate or
Just in case
politically
political
incorrect.
office, happens to come up. Yeah.
I'm going to be running in 4 years. I said running. I didn't say for office.
Right, running from is what.
Okay, so I got that out of my system, right? I got that out of my system. Okay, I had to bring that up. I'm going to bring it up every show when you come back. When we're sailing up there and we're recording that, we'll be talking about it as the boat's over on its side.
Yeah, Mom's proud. It's,
okay, we'll get away from that in case
when you're
Mom's
Jewish,
listening.
it's like, you could be a doctor, lawyer, pretty much porn never really comes into it. It's like, oh, glad we sent you to college. Good.
I want to be a porn star, Mommy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's hard to bring up.
Well, hey, it's a little bit higher up than welcome to McDonald's. Can I get you French fries with that?
No, I had a great time, and I was young. It was just I was 18, and when I was 18
in Hollywood.
No,
where
I
were
did this
you?
in Jersey.
Jersey does porn. Jersey.
Right on Cedar Lane. I remember the address. It was 310 Cedar Lane in Teaneck, New Jersey.
Right next to the nuclear waste plant.
Yeah. That's pretty much that is New Jersey. But
I had to go for it. Jersey? Can't you be like the Super Bowl where they actually go, okay, we're in New York? And I'm like, no, they're in Jersey.
Right.
I can't admit it.
No, they don't like to.
See?
That's why they call them the New York
Giants. Just say you're from New York. What is this Jersey thing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so we talked about the X-porn briefly, and we'll move on. But we moved to you're doing something with animals, and I figured it should go in the same category, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it's animal therapy, and when that came to mind after I just looked into your X-porn, I was like, wow, that's a pretty strange combo. X-porn guy goes into animal therapy. What exactly are you doing?
Okay, I'm working with some other comic friends, and what we're doing is I'm starting a YouTube channel where we're going to record because I've always said I like animals more than people.
You're a freak.
I do. I don't really care for people that much, but love animals. And when you watch them, they have their distinct personalities. Now, I also work in television. I work on shows like Celebrity Couples Counseling, and for the last 6 years, I've done every episode of Celebrity Rehab. The show with Dr. Drew. I'm the other Dr. Drew on the show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So what I want to do is take video of these animals when they're sitting around and just overdub the actual audio from like Celebrity Rehab and Celebrity Sex Addiction and things like that. So you're going to see all these dogs just on camera talking about these horrific problems that they have.
Oh, and now you don't actually,
You don't even have to overdub the voices.
To do that? 'Cause,
yeah, I have permission from the show.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Score.
Even Dr. Drew is like, doesn't care if I use his voice. It's kind of cool. So I just have
what
to have
kind
the
of
right
dog's he
dog.
gonna be?
I haven't decided yet. I don't know.
You know what?
I
have a
Drew,
dog
so.
that I love way more than most people. He has so much personality.
What kind is he?
He communicates with you, and he is Greyhound and Pit mix.
That could be Dr. Drew actually right there.
His name's Triton. He's the god of the sea,
Nice.
king of the sea.
I like it.
And he kind of has that Dr. Drew look.
Oh, there he is.
In his
You're
face.
showing me a picture.
There's a picture.
He's awesome.
Does he have the Dr. Drew look?
He does have a Dr. Drew look. He's a good-looking guy. He's in shape. I'm telling you, he could totally take that part.
He could do it, can he?
So what we're going to do is, it's hard to get him to focus, like when they're outside in the field. But I have it set up at my house. I have sort of a rounded couch area.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, all the dogs will just sit on the couch. So what we do is we just film them. And then all we have to do is have Titan sitting there, and I'm telling you, when they move their mouth,
Triton,
sorry.
Yeah, you could say my girlfriend's name wrong. Not you can.
I can't do that.
You can't unpronounce the dog.
I apologize. But yeah, if we can get him in there, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then I just think it's going to be very funny because you have
this
to
could
match
really
up the
catch
dog.
on. This could go viral.
Yeah. Oh, I think so because people love. Nothing goes around faster
Pet stuff.
than pet stuff. Yeah.
Pet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And with people voices and with therapy. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
I think it's going to be very funny. And
is there any guest appearances for humans or just maybe my
There
voice?
can be. I mean, we haven't gotten to that point yet, but we certainly can.
Yeah. I think
you can bring in the pet. The pets could kind of bring in their owners as the source of their problems for, couples counseling.
Mm-hmm.
That can be it. So it's like it can be the person and the dog talking about the problems in their relationship.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
because couples counseling, I mean, those people are freaking nuts. We have, they use the word celebrity loosely because we have kind of the people on it. We've had everyone from Flava Flav to what was Hulk Hogan's wife's name?
I forget. Is that the one
blonde
that's from
one?
the Hawaiian Tropical?
No.
Sponsor model?
Do you know the story of it? Oh God, it's so weird. Like, she was a nice enough lady, but after Hulk Hogan and his wife split up, I didn't know this, but her new boyfriend was her like high school son's friend.
Huh.
Yeah, how freaky is that?
Yeah.
So, when you listen to the audio for that and then just overdub it to animals, I think it's going to be very funny.
Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It's going to be successful.
Yeah.
It's going to move.
And you just got to match
from
the
YouTube
dog
right onto
to
the
like
TV.
what. You think?
I'm putting it out there.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's going to go from YouTube right onto TV.
Let's do it.
I mean, to me, that sounds hotter than that Tasha's show, whatever it is, 2-point in the video footage. This is way hotter than any of those
so
shows
it's just
video footage.
because there's so much in the way of like stupid reality shows. It's like people watch them, but who wants to look at people? Like, you know, do Duck Dynasty, but use actual ducks. I'm just kidding.
I kind of like it. I'm tired of seeing them with all that facial hair. I'm
Yeah.
starting to look like them though.
What do we got?
I have an audition for a Western. That's why I look
There
like
it
this.
is.
I'm looking like Duck Dynasty. What is
Okay,
that?
she's
What do we
showing
have?
me the Hulk
He has
Hogan.
a tablet in his hand.
Oh,
this is the
dangerous.
Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about Hulk Hogan, but you got to find his wife thing. Is that it? Where's she showing?
I'm not giving them more time on my show. The hell with them. Who are they?
I'm not sure what
Come
you're
on my
showing
show.
me.
You want
can
time
speak?
on my show?
She's not allowed to speak. She won't speak.
She's speechless? Speechless. Okay, so we went over a few things. I wanted to ask you about Vegas.
Okay. I was just there last
That's
week.
the rumor.
Mm-hmm. I went with very funny man Joey Medina.
Oh,
we went
Joey
out there
Medina.
to do the it's called the Dirty at 12:30 show.
Oh, right.
South Point Casino.
Yes, South Point Casino.
So it was fun because you go to this show and inside the casino you've got like the one big main showroom and Rob Schneider was playing there, and then in the other showroom like where it's kind of the bar lounge, but it's still a big room. It has a couple hundred people. It's a very popular show. It was packed. So all these people come out and they just want to hear the filthiest, nastiest comedy you can come out with. And that's what they're there for.
Nice.
So it was funny because Rob came over to our show and did a guest spot. And he liked Joey and I, so they had to stay an extra night so we could then do the big theater with him the next night.
Excellent. I like Joe Medina. Really funny.
Really good guy.
Really funny.
Very funny.
And if you guys haven't caught Drew Marks, who I'm sitting here talking with, Drew is a really funny guy and puts on a great show.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to be actually doing a show with Joey at Flappers in Burbank, the 18th and 19th of March,
excellent.
Friday, Saturday night.
Good. Flappers in Burbank, California. That's a great club.
Yeah.
And any other shows coming up?
I've got some other, like, Brea Improv and stuff like that, but I don't have the dates written down yet.
Yeah. And how about your websites, in case anybody wants to
Well, you can go to Bad Advice. You can find it on iTunes. That's the easiest way.
It's on Facebook, too, as a group?
Yes. Yeah, you can
Bad
just
Advice.
like Bad Advice on Facebook. And for those unfamiliar with the show, what it is we have a panel of very funny comics that come in every week. And people can ask questions. They can write them in or call the show live. And the weirder the question, the better on any subject at all. And since we're all untrained and unqualified, these comics give very bad advice. So it's like the worst advice you could possibly think of.
I actually helped give some bad advice. It was a lot of fun.
It was. Tony was great.
And that's on YouTube, too. I put that up on YouTube.
Oh, did you?
that particular,
Okay.
yeah.
You can check those out.
Yeah, put that up on YouTube.
Or you can go to the Joint Studios and also see it there.
And there we go again. The Joint Studios.
Yeah,
that was the first indication that things might not be legit.
Right, exactly. I get now at our new location, Crackhead Studios. I don't know exactly what goes on there.
No idea. Okay, so I want to go back. Can we go back?
We can go back.
Let's rewind. I want to rewind to where it all began for you.
Doing stand-up?
No. Further back than that, and then we'll get to that.
Okay.
So you're a tot, or you're just being hatched.
Okay. Jersey.
Jersey.
My Jersey roots.
Parents.
Mm-hmm.
Background. in your parents' background?
Well, I had a kind of weird upbringing. I mean, I talk about it in my act. It's very strange because in Jersey, you kind of got a mix of everything. So I've got the father that was Jewish and the mother that was raised a Jehovah's Witness. So it wasn't sure what was going to happen with me.
Right.
And I always joke, it's like it's weird being raised a Jewish Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I wasn't like the other kids. I would go out and knock on people's doors and be like, okay, you want to buy a watchtower? Because as a Jew, I'm not comfortable just giving you one. I'm like...
I thought that was all jokes. You see, our jokes. All my jokes too are about my life, but people just don't believe them.
Yeah.
And so I didn't believe yours. And I asked you after I've heard this before. I'm like, wow, these answers sound familiar. These are from stage.
Yeah, that's it. But no, it's all true. And so I grew up in Jersey, and well, you're from the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
It's different when you grow up. Like, what did you think when you first came to California?
Oh, I was in culture shock. First thing I did was I walked in 7-Eleven to get something, and there was 8 people in front of me, just like daydreaming, and somebody on the telephone talking to their boyfriend behind the counter, and everybody just waiting like sheep in line, and I just went berserk. I didn't last more than 2 minutes. I went to the front, banged on the thing. I was like, are you done with your phone call? Because New York, if you're not first, you're last. You'll go next door and buy it.
Not the same story, but something so similar. When I first showed up, the first thing I encountered is I'm crossing the street, and it was against the light, and so I just walked out into the intersection, and like everybody just stopped and stared, and like I'm like, because there weren't any cars coming, but they were waiting for like the walk sign. I'm like, no, people on the East Coast, we don't. You go when you can. You don't go when it tells you. So I'm in the middle of the street and I stop and I'm like, why is everyone staring at me? Did I do something wrong? And they're like, And
they have the right of way out here. Pedestrians have the right of way.
I was like,
in New York, you can mow them down if you want.
Exactly. And they deserve it if they're in the middle of the road.
Here, if you're on the gas pedal, it's attempted vehicular manslaughter while somebody's in the intersection, whether you hit them or not.
Within a month of being here, I got a ticket. I'm telling you, when you come from the East Coast, there's different things. Like, I got a ticket because I was driving up Wilshire Boulevard, and not even on the side of the street I was on. Someone stepped into the street on like the far side of the street, and I didn't stop. Cop gave me an expensive ticket. I'm like, what? He wasn't even on my side. It's like, no, you have to stop.
Yeah, definitely a culture shock. I was like a fish out of water for a while here. I mean, I couldn't get my cannolis. I couldn't get my knishes. Nobody knew what the hell a dirty water dog was. I couldn't get good pizza. New York pizza signs. Venice Beach, Santa Monica. Yeah. New York pizza. Yeah, right.
Yeah, stop fooling yourself.
Oh, my God. New York pizza. Are you kidding me? And then everybody out here is like, it's the water.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but
it's not the water.
I have found it's not like it doesn't exist. You can find decent pizza, but no, most of it is just not okay.
No. Heck, Pizza Hut's good out here. If you're gonna have to have the lesser of the evils, there is no New York pizza, really. I
won't agree with you on the Pizza Hut thing,
I mean, you might as well just go get a stuffed crust and call it a day. Dip it in some garlic. I mean, you're not gonna get good pizza here.
But I don't want to sound like I'm complaining because
I'm complaining.
Are you? You're complaining.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I just love California though.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I just talked to my friend. They just sent a picture.
The weather's great. You can't beat this weather.
It's snowing there. I'm like, oh yeah, I went for a hike yesterday with the dogs, 85 degrees. I'm like, because you always get that. Don't you miss New York? Hell no.
Hell no. I talked to my mom this morning, and 15 inches of snow, 2 or 3 foot drifts, and she already had 2 or 3 to 4 foot piles from the last storm last week and the week before.
Worse.
She's just, oh my God, they're under. They can't even get the car out. The driveway's piled in from the plow.
I love it. Don't you miss the seasons? No, I am good with nice weather year round. Thank you.
And I did mess with her because she always says she's going to move here, but she's a dinosaur. She's not just going to get up and move here, right? So,
are you Jewish?
I purposely.
You're not Jewish.
I might as well be.
Well,
my mom went to Hebrew school.
Did you?
Yeah, she got thrown out though when they found out she was Catholic.
Well, that'll do it.
Italian. Like, get out of here. You're out.
But no, because my mom ended up like all Jewish people from the East Coast. She's in Florida.
Oh yeah, God's waiting room.
Yeah, exactly. Heaven's
God's
waiting room. Oh yeah.
Everybody like it's so cheap here though than California. you need to take a shower after you took a shower.
It's horrible. I'm not a fan of Florida. It's just
I've been there 3
sweaty
times.
and bugs.
3 times I've been. I'm not bashing Florida. I love Floridians. Have a lot of Floridian friends. Love Florida.
I don't.
Love Florida.
It's a horrible state.
Don't want to go there,
get rid of it.
but I love.
Like, seriously, every time you read a news story about something completely screwed up, it is always Florida. It never fails. It's like someone did something stupid or heinous. It's like, there it is. You don't even have to read the rest of the story.
But every time I've gone there, I'm 3 for 3. Every time I've gone there, I get bit by a mosquito in the first half hour. I blow up like a jumbo tomato, and I go to the hospital.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Are you like allergic to mosquitoes?
Floridian mosquitoes.
Wow.
I've been bitten other places, other countries. Every time I go to Florida, first half hour, swollen, big emergency bill.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
Isn't that weird?
That's
very weird.
You see?
It's like mosquitoes are waiting for me. Maybe they've heard the show, right?
I'm telling you. And yet you sit here and defend Florida. It wouldn't take me 3. One time, and I'm like, that's it. We burned the state.
I love you, Florida. I'm going to come back a 4th time just to try
to get your
it.
hospital ready.
What's God's waiting room? We got to go there anyways. It's like, why not now? Now, where were we? All this. Drew, you'll do anything to get away from your childhood.
I will.
We're on childhood, and somehow we're on Florida mosquitoes. How'd
Okay.
you get me here?
Well, here's the thing. When you have the varied life I've had, you go through Jersey. I went through school, and that's when I started doing the porn thing. And then I came to visit California. And I mean, I think it cracked
Land
my
of
mother
the porn.
up.
Is that what you
That's
came here?
it. My mother figured I was moving here to further my career, and I'm like, I got out. She's like, huh, I did not see that coming.
Neither did I. That's why you go to the Valley, and you're
Right.
in the Valley.
And
right?
I moved to the Valley. I'm like, that's it, I'm out.
He's in the capital of porn. Vivid Films is like 3 doors down from you.
Yeah.
It really is. You're right.
All my friends are like, what, are you going back into it? I'm like, first of all, it was a long time ago. It was 30 years ago. I look different. What's that? Yeah. I was in shape then.
You're talking about your face or your
Well,
other
that
parts
part
look
still
different?
well, it may be lower now. It's like here's
Gravity.
The thing, like yeah. Now it's like click clacks. You remember those? Or am I just?
Oh, you're showing your age though.
Yeah.
You're showing mine for knowing what click clack.
Yeah.
I gotta remember that one. I might use the click clack thing in my act. Hey.
We could share it.
Well,
I mean,
what's this other thing? There's so many rumors. I'm gonna say again, there's another rumor. A lot of rumors.
There's rumors, there's video, there's
there's a lot of rumors when you're happening, so I'd say you're happening, Drew, because there's rumors. But this whole Eat Your Words, did we go over that?
Not yet.
What
Eat Your Words
is
is a
this?
show. Another guy that was on my radio show. They're producing the show. Do you guys know the Standard Hotel in Hollywood? You heard of this place?
Yeah.
I didn't know this,
Sure.
but they're famous for something. When you go into the hotel, right over the desk where you check in, there's like this. It's like a large, almost coffin-sized thing, and it's a glass front, and there's a girl that lives in there. Like, she just sits in there and reads or works on her little iPad or whatever, and I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's a job I could do, except for that I'm not a cute girl, but she just, like, I don't exactly know why it's there, but it's always been there. The Standard is famous for this. Like, you check in, and there's this girl that lives in a box in the hotel.
Okay.
But they do this show. That was completely unrelated to anything. I just saw it, and I didn't understand it. But,
I think we're going somewhere here.
But the Eat Your Words show is all the comics get up, and you tell these stories, and everybody has to tell a food-oriented story. So it was very weird. So it's not like normal stand-up. You have to tell a story. Well, the story that they wanted me to tell was, I think I told you what happened to me with Costco and the recall.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, we were talking about
So that was the story they wanted me to tell. So everyone's telling these kind of happy food stories, and then I'm telling this one, like, how Costco almost ruined my life, which is terrible because that's normally my happy place.
Right.
Like, I love Costco, but this is a true story. Now, for those listening that
you
don't
have
know,
to say it. You got to tell the story.
yeah, I work in television, and in addition to doing stand-up, I do craft service, which is where you do the snack table on TV shows.
He's our snacker.
Yeah. I'm a snack monkey is basically what it is. So I provide the food for the crew and stuff like that. And one of the things I will do occasionally is make these healthy, like smoothie energy drinks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I get a letter from Costco explaining that there's been a frozen berry recall because a certain brand of berries was tied to an outbreak of hepatitis C. I'm like, okay, this has now just gotten really weird. So I had to then notify the show and the lead actors on the show that these smoothies I made may have given them hepatitis C. This is not a conversation you ever want to have. You don't want to call somebody up and be like, hey, remember, that time we had a smoothie together? You might want to go to the clinic. It's just weird, It's like, I should never have to have that talk with anyone that I did not at least see naked. I always thought if I was going to get something, there would be something more fun involved than a blender.
You would think.
You would think.
You would think.
So after these people, and it was bad. I mean, it was in the papers. It was all over the place. And they told you had to go to a clinic and you had to get shots.
So you got to track every single person.
I had to go with the legal department. Was calling me. There were lawyers. God. I had to call everybody. It's like you have to call everyone you.
And we know the studio loves the legal problem.
Yes, I was amazed I didn't get fired, and even though it wasn't my fault. But,
right.
You have to sit down and go through the list of everyone you've quote unquote been with. And been with by mean I had a smoothie with.
Everybody you smoothied with.
Yeah, and everyone they smoothied with. It was like. It was bad. And they give you the list of symptoms and you had to go and get shots. And the symptoms were yellow skin and coughing. Uh-huh. So I go to the clinic and I'm sitting there and there's this woman with her baby next to me and they're coughing and I'm like, I'm like, oh my God, look at this woman. I'm like, that's it. And I used to like Asian people until, I'm sorry, that was a yellow joke. And the kid's coughing and I'm like, I'm like, that's it. I've watched Walking Dead too many times. I know that if that kid's sick, you got to take it out back and burn it. You can't, there's no fixing it. So I'm like,
oh, no.
So after we get shots and all this other stuff and everybody gets inoculated, now it's a month later and I get a letter from Costco saying, oh, we just want to inform you it was a false alarm. There was no outbreak of hepatitis. And I'm like, seriously? Oh, my God. Really? It's just haha, April Fools.
24 hours. Just kidding.
Yeah. It's like, sorry, we told you had AIDS. Sorry, our bad. Have a good day. Come on in for a free hot dog.
Horrible.
Yeah.
But the Eat Your Words, I kind of like that. When's that show on? Did it air?
That's Thursdays. It's once a month, and it's not online. It's actually a live show, but you should get on that. I'm telling you, it's packed. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right. There's many times I've wanted to eat my words.
And then the other story I got to tell, when you started stand-up, mm-hmm. Did you ever have any kind of weird shows or do anything weird because you didn't know what was going to be funny?
Not really, because I was an actor and I went kind of scripted when I went out. And I've always been under the gun in a comedy club. I never did open mic nights.
Really? Okay, I did not. I moved to San Francisco. This is my second time on stage. And when you're starting out in stand-up, you don't always know what's going to be funny.
Right, of course.
So... Now, don't ask me why I thought this would be funny, because I honestly, I don't know. I was
put that
just
stuff in the
reaching.
Middle of my act.
Yeah, okay. Well, this was going to be my great opening. I'm at the other cafe in San Francisco, and it was they gave me my shot. They're like, okay, yeah, you can come in. So I go in and this is in the late 80s, 87, 88. So I decide it's going to be funny if I take a raw egg and throw it up in the air and try and catch it in my mouth. Because I figured if I caught the egg, it would be impressive. If it broke and I got egg on my face, people would laugh. I don't know why I thought this, but I did. I had not considered a third possible option, which was I threw the egg up in the face, it hit my lip and split my lip wide open, and blood just shot out. Whoa. It shot out onto the tables in the front row. It went into the people's drinks, on their clothes. And let me tell you something. In the late 80s in San Francisco, at the height of the AIDS scare, the last thing a group of people want is a stranger's blood shooting out onto them.
Oh, my God.
I had only been on stage, Tony, maybe 30 seconds. Because I literally walked out and I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. And you hear it on the tables. I throw the egg in. Now I bleed on people.
Whoa, Drew, we've only done a couple of shows together, but these aren't selling points. I'm like, wow. If he asked me to go out on the road, I'm going to be like, I think I'm busy for the next 18 months.
I know. How many people come on your show? We should have had Marie here, right? She's a germaphobe, and the first 2 stories I tell about hepatitis C and bleeding on people.
Did you ever tell her these stories?
No.
Oh, my. Now you know to... Marie? I'm sending her
we
a
should
link.
call her. Yeah.
She's getting a link to the show.
So it was just so funny because I walk on stage, I do this, and I put my hand up to my lip, and I see blood just pouring out all over the place. I'm like, okay, this is bad. I should go. And like, the people were just like staring, like, this is the weirdest performance art we've ever seen. Yeah, I'm like,
I would have liked to have been the next guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
could have improv'd a lot. There was a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell was that?
Does anybody want to talk about this?
I felt bad. I was not asked back to that club.
You're crazy. So if you want to go see Drew, and let me tell you, anything could happen at a Drew Marks show.
I promise I will. Well, I will promise probably not to bleed on people. Okay. Sometimes things happen.
Now, can they find you at drewmarks.com, or you don't have it?
Some
other guy named
Drew Marks
on
Facebook. Yeah, you can Facebook Drew Marks. Okay. I don't have drewmarks.com.
You can Facebook Drew Marks. By the time this show's done, I'll have it.
Okay.
And I'll sell it to you.
Okay, nice. There may be another
guy. $4,000 more than I paid, which was $10. So $4,010.
I'm worth it.
Okay, folks, this has been fun. Anything else you want to say or do or tell people? Or
well, check it out. Bad Advice. You can go to Bad Advice on Facebook or Drew Marks on Twitter. It's Drew's Bad Advice. You can always find out where I'm at. Just DREWS. How do we? You can spell. You know how to spell Drew's Bad Advice.
Bad Advice.
Yeah. It's Drew's Bad Advice on Twitter.
Okay. So that's great.
Yeah.
And any words of wisdom, anything you want to leave anybody with?
Nah, you're on your own.
I'm on my own? Okay.
Not you, but the rest of the people.
Everybody else is on their own. Are we going to go sailing?
You want to? Let's do it.
Let's go sailing.
I'm ready.
All right, great. We're out of here.
But don't let me do it because I'll get us lost.
No, you're not allowed to sail. And anytime we need somebody to take their clothes off, we'll let you know about that too.
I'm in!
Taking your clothes off in boats go together. Okay, we're going. We're out of here. We're going sailing. Ahoy. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Tony Milazzo Live and On Board. Catch us on Facebook. Catch us on iTunes. And catch us on liveandonboard.tonymilazzo.com. And tweet us at Twitter, Tony Milazzo Live. Thanks a lot.